we see here is that you can do it with the thumb, you can do it without the thumb. Without the thumb, you have to control the top with the chest because you don't have the thumb. So if I'm able to get here, maybe I catch it here, okay, and I drop my chest, I can remove my thumb. But as I walk around his head, I can't lift up because if I just do this right here, he can shoot the underhook because I don't have a thumb. Now, just because you have a thumb doesn't mean you can't shoot that underhook because you better be ready for that thumb to go like that. That thumb breaks easy. So even if I'm here and I come up and he shoots the underhook, okay, still, if I'm not ready for it, your thumb may even allow him to shoot it even more. Now, you got to be ready for that underhook, which is why you have this grip, which is why his hand is here. So you have to be aware that the underhook is a possibility. So here, as you got the grip here, before I put my chest down, I remove my thumb. Now, I want to roll him, okay, as I'm walking here. And as I'm walking, my chest is still pinning his hand, so he can't really push it out for an underhook. And now right about here, as I step over and lift my head, if he shoots the underhook, pull it, and then catch it, and go. Which actually may be even better, and I'll do it from another angle, because you isolate that arm and it's all the way out, you catch a Kimura, because I wouldn't shoot it unless I know definitely I have the underhook, because he's better off gripping here and defending, okay? I'll put your head, okay? So you take the control here, and then remove the thumb, and then put the chest angle. So I go here, right? So as I'm going here, as I lift up, he shoots it, and you pull it with the hand underneath, and then you catch it. And now it's much easier to actually finish than it would be if we were here, and I threaded it, and he grabbed the belt, and now I'm here, and I use my chest, and I go, and tilt to the right, twist to the left. Because if I tilt left and twist left, I'm just falling to the left. Where I'm just better off already going back to a side control type of a Kimura, which is what you have to be ready for. Because the thing is, with Kimuras, some guys will slip that elbow through, and then they'll roll to their back. Okay, but because you have a north-south, you keep the leg over their head, and you go back to side control. So look, let's say you're here, right? And you kind of feel that he's gonna go for an underhook here, you catch it and pin it right about here, okay? So as I'm going right about here, see how still I'm low, and my hand is ready? From here, as you come up, maybe you pull it up and catch it. That's an option. But he grabs his belt, okay? And you go here, pop it to the right. But for whatever reason, that space, he rolls to his back flat right here. And then you pin it right here. And you go back to side and you pin his head with your knee. I prefer not to do that because as you see, there's still space. I prefer to do this and just take your foot off the mat because it puts all the weight on his head and it puts a lot of pressure on the shoulder versus this, because honestly, I gotta be here to walk my foot in. So now watch, as I pull it, his head comes up and it finishes where his head stops. Does that make sense? So if you make his head stop moving right about here, and then it's a really super tight Kimura. But you notice, oops, that my wrists are straight. Don't bend it, because if he starts twisting his arm slowly right there, I already begin to have a problem. But if you twist it this way here, you have a straight arm lock. But you have the Kimura from side control with knee on the face, whichever way the face goes, okay? So, once again, this is where your partner goes to their back, which commonly happens, because you get here, right? And you get here, and you pull them here, they grabbed it, yeah, it defends. See, he even pulled it out, and I had to let go because my wrist would be tweaked. Because you gotta remember that the counter to Kimura is also a wrist lock. So you gotta be careful with that. So as you got, let's say, here, right? And maybe you locked it here, he begins to roll this back. You wanna pin it forward. Because if he grabs something here, okay? It's harder for him to kind of roll to his back. He can still do it, which is fine. And you're here, right? And you want to keep pushing it until the arm hits the mat right here. And you just want to go back to side, leaving this knee on the face. And straighten out this back leg, straight. I don't want you to be on the side. You should be here, and then just lift the elbow off the mat. And you have a super tight Kimura right here. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Most every Kimura that you will see, they will step over the head, and the foot will be by the shoulder collarbone.